Hey everybody, anyone is here, and today I thought I'd do a quick video on scrolls. This came out a couple days ago, actually a week to maybe even longer, 10 days or so ago, and it's by Mojang, the same people who brought you Minecraft, and it's a game directly from them. So it's not like that other game that escapes me right now. I can't think of the name, that is done in production by Mojang. This is actually made by Mojang, and you can tell it has a lot of that community feel that you usually get from Minecraft. It just recently gone into open beta. Before that, it was just alpha. It was pretty much a testing team. They've been playing for about a month or so. The game completely reset, and here we are, ready to play some scrolls. I've had this game now for about a week, and I've been playing a lot. And I love it. I really do. I was a big Magic the Gathering fan when it first came out. Not when it first came out. What am I saying? I think I started at the end of beta towards the third release, whatever they called it. Third edition. There you go. And I played for a while. I stopped as I got a little bit older. But after playing Scrolls, I remember why I loved Magic, and what I really like about Scrolls is it changes things a lot. And we'll get to that in a little bit. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the startup screen, the initial features that they have right now. Again, the game is still in beta, so it's missing a lot of stuff. But when you first log in, this is where you go. It's just a simple welcome screen. It has a feed of all Twitter, and what's interesting about this, well, I guess not, pretty much anybody who has anything to do with the game is included here, which is kind of cool. This is just general stats of who's playing right now, and then just some welcome posts. I think this is from the actual website, the post from the website, so whatever. First thing you have up here is Arena, and you have two modes. You have single player and multiplayer. You see this down here. We'll talk about that in a second. Single player is very straightforward. You have a tutorial. It basically gives you a specific type of faction, they're called. If you're used to like Magic or games like that, it's color. But the type of cards you're gonna play, you get what's called growth, and it teaches you how to play. Very straightforward. Quick match. When you play this, you have a chance to play easy, medium, and hard, and you play against the AI. What's cool about quick matches is you get gold for winning. So, if you're bored, you're looking to farm a little gold, this is a great place to go. Obviously, the higher setting you have it on, the more gold you get for a game. Trials is a very interesting feature, I thought, that I really like. They're basically objectives that you have to beat, and you get points for it. So, for an example, the very easiest one, the first one, is an insult. You have to destroy 3 of your opponent's idols to win. I'll show you what idols are in a little bit. Your opponent's idols start with just 5 health, which is normally 10 health, so it's really, really simple. And you begin the battle with 2 redeployed eternal statues. So you have 2 cards already on the field. The opponent has half life, and you have to kill them. Very straightforward, and it goes up like that. The more you go, as you can see, they're rated as easy, medium, and hard. The further you go into it, the harder it becomes, or supposedly the harder it's supposed to become. As you can see, I haven't gone too far into the trials, but people are saying that some of these mediums are pretty easy. So that's pretty much it for trials. Then you have quick match. It just matches you up with any random person. I think it's supposed to go by your rating or your win-loss percentage, so you're not really getting matched up with people who are really better than you or really simple, too easy or whatever. All you get for winning that is some gold. Then there's rank matches, which is really cool. With this, it's just like quick match, so you get randomly put with a player of similar skill. And if you win, you get gold, and a good amount of gold. I've gotten on average anywhere from 350 to 400 gold per match. But you also rank up. So as you can see, my rating is 371. That's how many points I've gotten playing this, which has put me in. I am ranked 4,600, so I'm not ranked that well, but I have a decent rating. and while we're here, so that's pretty much it. Well, that's for ranked. Then there's this other feature, as you can see, is grayed out right here, and it's tournament. There's no info about what that's going to be, but I'm very, very excited about tournaments. As people know, as a lot of you guys know who watch me regularly, I'm part of the RMCT community, so I've always been big in Minecraft competitive gaming and tournaments and stuff like that. So seeing that in Scrolls is going to be awesome. I have my fingers crossed on how they're going to run the tournaments. I would like to see like sealed deck matches and stuff like that, but there's no info about it, so I can't really talk about it at all. The next thing is I'll jump back into the profile where I was a minute ago. This just gives you a general idea of who you are. As you can see, I've played 33 games. I've won 25. I surrendered one. I started a ranked match and I had to leave. I felt bad, but and all that stuff, standard stuff. You could also edit your avatar. And you could change things, yada yada yada. I got this guy going. I think he's cool. That's good enough. Okay, next thing is the deck builder. This is where you actually create your decks. I'm not going to go into too deep about it right now, just because there's so much to do with this, so much to do. But this is, like I said, where you make the decks. You could filter what cards are showing up here by all the different factions, and then when you want to build a deck, you just pull the cards down here. And it tells you right down here how many creatures you have, spells, scrolls, structures, and enchants. One thing worth noting about decks is the minimum amount of cards that you can have in a deck is 50. And you don't want to have much more than that, because the more cards you have in your deck, the less chance you have at getting cards you want. Straightforward. You could also load pre-saved decks. As you can see, I have 3 decks here. And when you load it, there you go. It shows you all the decks. This is my order deck. And then let's say if I wanted to adjust it, I could just disable energy and growth. And here we are. And this is actually probably a good time to introduce the 3 types of factions there are right now. There is order. I'm sorry. This is order. And it's really focused on troops and kind of enchantments. So as you can see, there's lots of different types of troops here, and a lot of these buff your guys up a lot. Maybe I'll do separate videos on the types of factions, but each faction has a different specialization, and this one specializes in troops and stuff of that sort. Next is my personal favorite right now. This is energy. This has a lot. Let me just get into my energy deck. Energy. There we go. This has a lot of structures and walls and stuff of that sort that are really highly powered. It also has a lot of spells and enchants that really burn away the other player's cards. It takes a while for energy to build up because a lot of these things are pretty expensive, as you can see around here. On average, things are 3. But once you get a lot of mana out, a lot of resources, as they call it in this game, once you get a lot of resources out, you can really decimate another player. So it's really, really cool. And the last faction right now is Growth. I don't have a Growth deck right now. I just haven't made one. But Growth is basically, it's the nature faction. So it specializes in nature creatures, different types of spells, stuff of that sort. Again, I haven't played too much with the Growth yet. One thing I do know it's really good at, and you could probably see it already, is there's a lot of low-cost mobs, creatures, and not only that, but you have a lot of creatures that have synergy with other creatures. So, like, here's the Great Wolf. You have all different types of wolves. There's a Great Wolf. Let's see if I can find the other ones. Oh. Again, it's still a little buggy. There's the Ragged Wolf. There's the Fox. We don't care about that. But there's a lot of different wolves, and they all work together in some way, shape, or form. They also have, energy has something along those lines. Like, here's a Mangy Wolf. When Mangy Wolf deals damage, it is healed by 1. Other wolf creatures you control have their countdown decreased by 1 when Mangy Wolf comes into play. So basically, when you put Mangy Wolf into play, it generally allows the other wolves to attack. So there's a lot of synergy inside Growth. But again, my favorite right now is energy. The next thing, and pretty much the last thing that I'm going to talk about, is the store. Which is really, really cool. I like what they did with the store. One of the things I hate about games like this is people can just buy their way to winning. And it's really, really hard to do with scrolls. And here's the reason. So you can buy shards, and you can get different sets of shards. $5 you get 600, $10 1350, $20 2900. But all the shards, all you can really buy with the shards are the 3 default decks, which these decks are default. Anyone can buy them, and it's the exact same cards for everybody. And then once a week, you get 6 cards that you could buy. And they're available for the week, and then they expire and they reset. This you could buy shards with. And there's only 6 a week. You cannot use shards to buy scroll packs, random scrolls, specific scrolls, nor can you use shards when trading with another member. I don't think I have anybody on right now, so I don't think I'm going to be able to show you trading. But trading's pretty cool. It's a big aspect of the game. You could trade any card for any card, gold for a card for a gold, etc., etc. It just does not allow you to trade shards, which I think is really, really cool. Down here, as I said before, this is a chat room, and it's really, really cool. So let's see if anybody's in the rack chat. There's usually at least one person in there. PD's been playing a lot. No, nobody's on. But as you can see, this is a chat room where you could talk to people. It doesn't look like anyone's talking in here. You know what? I know. We'll jump into General 1. There's usually a lot of people talking in there. And you could get a list of all the people playing right now. And what's really cool is you got these 2 little options right here. Accept trades, trade invites. And basically what it does is you see these little icons. It makes them, and let me just see if I can find my name so I could show you an example. There I am. Here I am. It makes them turn on and off. So right now, I don't have my challenge or trades icon lit, so you can tell I'm not looking to trade or what's it called, or challenge people. And if somebody tries to send me a trade or a challenge, it just won't happen. And then when I turn this back on, anybody could offer a trade or a challenge with me. There's a lot of things this game is missing. But again, it's just a beta. I'm sure they're really going to work on this and get this really going. And I mean, again, this is Mojang, whatever you want to call them. They've done really good in the past listening to community feedback in Minecraft, and I can only assume that is going to split to this too. So that's pretty much it. Then you get your basic settings. You can change resolutions, sound effects, music. One thing you want to notice is music is very, very loud. So you definitely want to lower that a little bit, especially if you're doing something like I am and making a video. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show before we got into our first match is the trade screen. I jumped off. I was able to get Benchy on, and as you can see, he's in the rack room with me. And in order to trade is very straightforward. You just click the person, and then you have the option is challenge, trade, or profile. If you do challenge, it just gives them a little pop-up. Do you want to play? They hit yes, and then you get into a game. So let me get into the trade screen with him. We have to wait for him to accept the trade screen. He's a little busy, so he's not going to be paying much attention to us, but he was not kind enough to get on and do this with me, which is really cool. So this is the trade interface, and it still needs a little working with, but still it's pretty cool. So let me just give you a look around. On this side is all of my cards, as you can see, and on this side is all of Benchy's cards. So you could just look through here to see which cards he wants to trade or sell. First thing you'll notice is a lot of the cards, especially if you're new, are going to be grayed out. The reason for that is when you first start the game, you get to choose what faction you're going to be. You get to choose your deck, whether you're going to be order, growth, or energy. When you choose that deck, you can never ever trade or sell any of the cards that come in that deck. And the point behind that is you can never screw up and make it so you don't have enough cards to play. Because like I said earlier, you need 50 cards in a deck. So they stop you from being able to do that. So as you can see, Benchy picked energy when he first came on. So that means most of his energy cards are not tradable, which it looks like he pretty much only has energy cards and maybe a couple growth and a couple order cool. So the way this works is pretty straightforward. Let's say I wanted this callback card. And as you can see, you could just click on a card and it'll show you the information about it. So let's say I wanted callback. I would just tell Benchy, hey, trade me callback. And I can offer a blessing of haste. And basically what you do is you just hit plus and it adds it there. And then if Benchy was here, which I don't think he's paying any attention, but if it was, he would hit that same plus. That would come there. And then we could both accept it. Once I hit accept, it would change his into accept, and we could finish the trade. Very straightforward. Another thing you can do is, instead of trading for cards, you could trade for gold. So let's say he put callback in here and added it. I could give him 100 gold. And then I could buy it off him for 100 gold. It's really, really cool. Which the way the trading works. As I said, they need better ways of doing it. For example, one of the things I used to love playing with Magic is when I played with my friends, we'd ante up a card. So we'd shuffle our deck, cut it, do whatever we got to do, and then flip the top card, each of us. That card would be the card we'd played for. There's no way of doing that on here. You also can't bet. So I can't bet Benchy 100 gold that I'm going to beat him. Etc, etc. So there's definitely things that they need to work on, especially, again, the tournament mode. Another missing option that I would love to see, but it just isn't implemented. You can't watch somebody else's game. So if me and Benchy are in a game and let's say Parker's in here, he would just have to sit in this chat by himself. What you'll notice is if Benchy went into a game, he would actually leave this chat. You wouldn't see him here anymore. And then once he got out of the game, he'd pop back in here. So that is pretty much it for the interface of scrolls. It's gone a little longer than I expected, so I am going to make my first match into a separate video that you guys can watch. And I'll release them both at the same time, so you can both watch both videos in one sitting if you would like. Or you could do them in two separate sittings. It's just that this is around probably 20-30 minutes already. And that match, I'm sure, is going to be at least 20-30 minutes in of itself. So I don't want to release over an hour long video of scrolls. I'd rather make it a little easier for you guys to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. I will be recording the actual match next. And see you guys next time.